Hello grade 3, how are you? In this video we are going to revise unit 5, 6, 7 and magnets. Let's answer the question. Different types of teeth. Different types or different teeth are used for different things. Incisors and canines are at the front of the mouth. They are used for biting and cutting food. This is one of my front teeth. It's called incisor. I use it to bite into my food. How does its shape make it good for biting? Draw a ring or a circle around the word to describe the shape of the incisors. Look at the incisors from the front. They are flat, and this is from the side. Okay, front and side. So which description or which of those words make it or make incisors suitable for biting? Blunt, sharp, no. Rounded, no. Flat edged. They are flat edged, so they are good for cutting and biting food. Canines are the front are at the front of your mouth, but a bit to the side. They are in the front of your mouth, but a bit to the side, in the corner of your mouth. They are long, pointy teeth. They are used to take the two best uses. They are sharp and pointy. Grinding, tearing, gripping, sucking. Tearing and gripping. Excellent. Use the words you take to finish this sentence. Canines are long, pointy teeth. They are used for tearing and gripping food. Tearing and gripping. That's why they are sharp and pointy. Your teeth. Complete the sentences using the words from the bubble. We have a words here in the bubble. Break, hold, pink, hard, white, gums, eat. We have to fill those spaces from those words. Teeth are space and very space. Teeth are white and very hard. They are used to down. I can't say eat because there is down. I can say eat down, so it can be break. It must be break. They are used to break down food and they help us to eat. Excellent. They are used to break down food and they help us to eat. These are the gum. They are soft and pink. They help to hold the teeth in place. They are holding our teeth in their places. Some of your teeth have probably fallen out, but they will be replaced by bigger, better adult teeth. On the picture, color in any of your teeth which have fallen out. You can do that as a funny question, but label the different types of teeth, like for example the front incisor, the corner canines, the corner sharp canines, then premolars and molars in the inner side. If they ask you about the sets of teeth that we have during our lives, we have two sets of teeth during our life: adult teeth and baby teeth. If they ask you about the kind of teeth that you are having, we have 4 different kinds of teeth in our mouth: front incisor for cutting and biting, corner canine for tearing and gripping food, molars and premolars for crush and grind food. Give 1 differences between the two skeletons. Here we have a human skeleton and a fish skeleton. Give 2 differences between those. Maybe the leg and arm bones. The human skeleton has legs and arm bones, while the fish no. The human skeleton has a pelvic bone, but the fish no. Those are 2 differences. You can write any of them. Give 1 way the 2 skeletons are similar. 1 way the 2 are similar. The backbone. They both have backbone. To do their job, what must bones be? For bones to do their job, what they must be? They must be hard and strong. They must be hard and strong to do their job of protection and of support for our body. So the answer is hard and strong. Finish labeling this skeleton. Pelvis or pelvic bone. Ribs. Those are the ribs in the rib cage that protect our heart and lung. Skull. This is the skull that protect our brain. Spine. This is the spine that support our body. Shade the skull on the skeleton. Shade the skull, and shade mean just color it. This is the skull. Circle the word that describe our bones. Is it flexible? No. Brittle? No. Strong? Yes. Permeable? Permeable mean it let water out. It let water pass. Like if we get a piece of clothes and we soak it in water, it will just get wet. So this is permeable. It let water out. It let water pass through it. So is our bones permeable? No. Soft? No. Hard? Yes. So our bones are hard and strong. In our body, what does the skeleton do? Protect our organ, like the rib cage protect heart and lung, and skull protect our brain. And what else other than protecting our organs? Move our body and support it. Move our body and support it. James is 8 years old. How will his bones change in the next 2 years? His bones will grow up and fuse together. Grow up or becomes bigger. His bones will becomes bigger or grow up, and they will fuse together. Didn't we say that babies have more bones than adult? Because when we grow up, our bones get fused, get sticked together. So James is 8 years old. How will his bones change in the next 2 years? His bones will grow up or becomes bigger, and they will fuse together. Vertebrate have spines, and spine is the backbone. Invertebrate do not complete the sentences. One type of invertebrate is insects or worms. Excellent. One type of vertebrate is mammals or fish or reptile or bird. Bravo. Muscles work in pairs. Muscles work in pairs. What must each muscle in a pair do to make a bone move? One muscle must contract, and contract mean pull on a bone, and the other muscle relax, and relax mean push on a bone. So one muscle must contract, which mean contract mean pull on a bone, and the other muscle must relax, which mean push on a bone. So relax and contract. One muscle must contract and the other muscle must relax. Contract and relax. Pull the bone and push the bone. One pull it, and pull it mean contract it, and one push on the bone, which mean relax on the bone. Push and pull, relax and contract. One muscle must relax and the other muscle must contract. Class 4 wants to investigate if adults and year 6 pupils have the same size feet. What they should use to measure their feet? Ruler. Excellent. They can just use a ruler. Amy's measure Mrs. Smith and men's feet. Men's feet are longer. Amy says year 6 pupils have longer feet than adults. Is her conclusion correct? Is her conclusion correct? No. Explain why. Because she needs to compare more than 2 persons. She can't build her conclusion, or she can write her conclusion regard to only 2 persons. She must use more than 2 persons. She must use more adults and more grade 6 or year 6 pupils. She must use more people. She must measure more legs to get more feet to get the conclusion. She can't just write her conclusion regard to only one result, regarding to only two people, a teacher and a student. She must compare more adult to more students. So the answer is no. Is her conclusion correct? No. Explain why. Because she must measure more adults and more grade year 6 pupils, or she must compare more adults to grade 6 students. I hope you understand it. It means that she must get more adults and measure their feet, and more grade 6 pupils and measure their feet. She can't write her conclusion regard to only one result, or to only one measurement, or to only one experiment. She must do it more than one time so she can write her conclusion. How can Amy make sure that her measurements are correct? She must measure more feet. She must use more results. She must increase the number of peoples that she are comparing. So the answer is, how can Amy make sure that her measurements are correct? She must make more results. She must measure more adults comparing to more grade 6 students. Question D. Would you expect most adult feet to be bigger than year 6 pupils' feet? Yes. Why? Because adults reach their most in growth. They reach their most in growth, while year 6 pupils are still growing. So bones of adults' bone must be bigger than grade or year 6 pupils' bone. Because as we grow up to be an adult, the most of our growth, we will get bigger bones. Our bones will grow up with us. So the answer is yes, adult feet I expected to be bigger than year 6 pupils. Explain why. Because year 6 pupils are still growing and their bones are still growing, while the adult reach their most in growth and their bones are bigger. Give an example of why this might not always be true. This might always not be true because of variation, because we vary. Some of us have typically small bones and some have typically big bones. So this may always not be true because of variation. Balanced meal. It is important to eat a balanced mixture of food for energy and food for growth. You remember food for energy? Which groups give us energy? Carbohydrates and fats. Excellent. But fats are a bad source of energy, while carbohydrate is a good one. Food for growth are dairy and proteins. Dairy and proteins for growth. Excellent. Each plate has a mixture of food. Write growth on all the food that help you grow. Write energy on all of the food that give you energy. Bread, carbohydrate, energy. Pasta, carbohydrate, energy. Potatoes, carbohydrate, energy. Kebab, protein, growth. Rice, carbohydrate, energy. Salad as an extra. Vegetables protect our body. Fish fingers, proteins, growth. Potato, carbohydrates, energy. Peas, proteins, growth. Meatballs, proteins, growth. Pasta, carbohydrates, energy. Sausage, proteins, growth. Eggs, proteins, growth. Bacon, protein, growth. In the balanced meal, you need growth food, energy. You need growth foods, energy food, and vegetables. Tick all the meals which you think are balanced. This is balance. This is not balance. All carbohydrates, and this is not good. Carbohydrates, vegetables, and proteins. This is balanced. Proteins, carbohydrates, balanced. Proteins, carbohydrates, vegetables for protecting our body, balanced. So the only three balanced meals are this, this, and this. We have to tick on those three meals because they contain all of the food groups. But we only need to add dairy. Excellent. We need different food to do different things. Some food help us to grow. Why do you need food? Why do you need food? Put a tick next to the correct answer below. To keep your parents happy, to keep your body strong and stay healthy, to give the farmers something to do, of course no, to keep your teeth clean, it's to stay healthy. Excellent, this is the correct answer. Which plate has food on it that are better for helping us grow? Tick in the box next to the correct plate. Which plate contain food that help us to grow? Let's at first think about which group help us to grow. Proteins, excellent. And we can find proteins in meat, fish, chicken, beans, nuts. Excellent. Eggs and milk, all of the dairy. Potato, carbohydrate. Pasta, carbohydrate. Ice cream, fats and sweets. Fizzy drinks, sweets. So nothing to help me grow here. Let's look at the next plate. Fish, protein. Chicken, protein. Meat, protein. Beans, protein. So this is the correct plate for helping me grow. Look at the plate you had ticked. Write down the names of all the food on it. These 5 foods help you to grow. Fish, protein. Meat, protein. Chicken, protein, and beans, protein. And there is a cheese here, by the way, and cheese, dairy, that contain protein. So cheese, beans, meat, chicken, and fish. Put a cross on a place where wood lice like to live. Wood lice is a kind of insect. From its name, you can find out that it loves to live in wood. So we have to cross wood. Why do wood lice like to live there? Any animal to live in its habitat, there must be 3 things that are available in this habitat so it can live there. Shelter, a good place to live in, with a good temperature, with a good air to breathe. Food to eat, suitable food to eat. And safe place to give babies, safe place to lay eggs, safe place to reproduce. Okay, so why do wood lice live there? Because it can find its food there, it can find a good shelter there, and a safe place to lay eggs, as it's an insect, so it lay eggs, or safe place to reproduce. Name 2 other habitat in this picture. Pond habitat and grassland, mountains, under rock, so many different. Use the following to make a food chain. Slug, mole, plant. Any food chain must start with the plant, then arrow to the slug, then arrow to the mole. Plant will be eaten by the slug, and then the slug will be eaten by mole. So plant, arrow from the plant to the slug, then arrow from the slug to the mole. Which is a producer in this food chain? The producer must be the plant. Any plant in the food chain, we call it producer, and all of the other animal, we call them consumers. And we call the plant consumer, and we call the plant producer, as it produces its own energy. It didn't need to eat something else to get energy. It just make its own energy. While the other animals need to eat something else to get energy. That's why we call them consumers. Which is the predator in this food chain? And predator mean wild animal that eat another animal to get energy. Which is the predator in this food chain? Mole, as the mole eat the slug to get energy. The same picture with different questions. Name 2 animals can you find in the habitats above. 2 animals we can find there. In the pond I can find frogs, I can find birds in the trees, and I can find squirrels, and I can find bees in the flower beds, insects by the rock. So I can just write frogs and squirrels or birds as you like. Name 2 habitats in the picture. Pond, grassland, mountains, rock. Daniel make a table of where he finds different animals in a flower bed and in a pond. Flower bed mean a group of flowers growing together in the same place. We call this place a flower bed. In the flower bed he found 5 caterpillars, 3 beetles, 2 worms. And in a pond he found 1 frog, 3 water boatmen, and 4 leeches. Where did Daniel find the leeches? In a pond. Excellent. What did he find most in the flower bed? What did he find most in the flower bed? Caterpillar. 5 caterpillars. Draw lines to sort these animals into 2 groups. We have spider, fly, slug, snail, bee, and worm. Look at those animals and find out how can I put them in 2 groups. Maybe according to legs. Some of those do not have legs and some have. Spiders, fly, and bee all legs, while slug, snail, and worm do not. So label each group with legs, without legs. Those with legs are spiders, flies, and bees. Without legs, worm, slug, and snail. Caterpillar eat leaves of plants such as tree. What's good habitat for caterpillar? Caterpillar eat leaves. So it can live in the flower bed. It can live in the grassland. Can live in the tree. So the good habitat for the caterpillar can be flower bed, can be tree, can be grassland. Somewhere it can find leaves. Some frogs live in a village pond. The pond is filled in to make car park. What will happen to the frogs? They filled in the pond to make a car park. They destroy the habitat of the frogs. So what will happen to the frogs? They will die. Excellent, because they destroyed their habitat. Explain how a polar bear is suited to its habitat and architect. The adaptation of the polar bear to live in these cold conditions, the Arctic conditions. Thick fur to keep it warm, claws to catch fish, white fur for camouflage, it can hide from the fish while catching them, and small ears to reduce heat loss. When the ears are small, no much heat can escape from its body, so the small ears reduce the heat loss. So the adaptation of the polar bear to live there are thick fur to keep it warm, white fur for camouflaging, claws to catch fish, and small ears to reduce heat loss. Below is a shown picture of a smiley plant. Label the main organs. 1. Flower. 2. Stem. 3. Leaves. 4. Root. Which of the plant 4 main organs contain the reproductive organ? An organ mean part. The reproductive part, reproduction in plant mean giving seeds. Which part gives seeds? Flower. Excellent. Which of the plant 4 main organs are the organ of photosynthesis? Which of the plant's 4 main organs are the organ of photosynthesis? And photosynthesis is the process by which plant make its own food. Where photosynthesis happen? Leaves. Excellent. Leaves. What are let's read the question from the beginning. The roots are important to plant for several reasons. For example, they take some of the substance needed for nutrition. What are the 2 substances that a plant take in through its root for nutrition? What are the substances that the plant take in through the root for nutrition, for making food. Water and nutrient. Excellent. Water and nutrients. Name another reason why a plant has a root. Another reason other than absorption of water and nutrients. Fix the plant in the soil. Fix the plant in the soil. Excellent. What the leaves contain that uses light to change carbon dioxide and water into glucose, and glucose is the sugar that the plant make as a form of energy. What in the leaf that make it a good place for use light, carbon dioxide and water to turn them to sugar? The green pigment. The green pigment that in the leaf is the good thing for making the photosynthesis. Fill in the blanks. Each word is something plant need for photosynthesis. Number 1, sunlight. 2, the green stuff which changes water and carbon dioxide into glucose and oxygen. The pigment. Pigment is the green stuff in the leaf that help it making photosynthesis. 3, travel from the root. Water, diffuse or enter through the holes of the leaf. Carbon dioxide, that enter through the opens in the leaf. The picture below show a tree growing in the field. The sun is shining, so photosynthesis is taking place rapidly in the leaf. What substance is taken from the air by the tree? What's taken from the air by the tree? Carbon dioxide. Excellent. What substance is given out into the air by the tree? What the tree give out to the air? Oxygen for us to breathe. Excellent. What substance needed for photosynthesis does the tree take from the soil? What substance needed for photosynthesis does the tree take from the soil? Water. Excellent. Let's move to the food chain. Write the name in the correct places in the food chain. Here we have fox, grass and hare. Any food chain must start with a plant, so grass will be here. Then herbivore consumer, hare, which will eat the grass. Then carnivore consumer, fox, which will eat the hare. Which one is the producer in this food chain? Grass. Any plant in the food chain, we just call it producer. Which one is the predator in this food chain? Predator, and predator mean the wild animals that eat the other animal to get energy. Fox eat hare to get energy, so fox is the predator of the hare, and hare is the prey of the fox, and prey is the poor animals that eaten by its predator. Here is the food chain you might find in your garden. Leaf eaten by worm, and worm eaten by bird, and bird eaten by cat. What do the arrows mean in food chain? In the food chain, arrows mean the feeding relationship. The feeding relationship. Name an animal from this food chain which is herbivore. A herbivore animal. A herbivore animal is the animal that eat plant. So worm eat the leaf. So worm is a herbivore animal. Which animal is a carnivore? And carnivore animal is animals that eat only meat, eat only other animals. Cat, which eat the bird, is the carnivore animal. Draw a line to connect the words on the left with their correct meaning. Carnivore, omnivore, herbivore, consumers and producers. Animals that can eat both plant and animals. Omnivore. Excellent. Animals that can eat both plant and animals. Plants and animals are omnivore. Animals that eat plants. Herbivore. Excellent. Animals that eat other animals. Carnivore. Organisms that can make their own food. Producers. Organisms that rely on other organisms for their food. They have eat another organisms for getting food. Consumers. Name the magnetic elements. The things that can magnet attract. It can be iron, steel or cobalt. iron, steel, and cobalt or nickel. Question 2 is cancelled. Just cancel it. Beneath are shown two pairs of magnets without the poles labeled. We have to label the poles of the magnets north or south. Draw the magnetic line across. This is not important. Those are attracting. Attracting mean pull together. Attracting mean they pull together. So those two poles must be unlike. For attraction, the poles must be unlike, north and south. Repelling, and repelling mean push each other away. So the two facing poles must be like, north and north, south and south. And for attractions, the poles must be opposite, north and south, south and north, and so on. Sam and Ivan have a toy soldier. They have a toy soldier with sword that it can hold. There are small desks in the hand of the soldier and in the hand of the sword. A small desk in the hand of the soldier and a small desk in the handle of the sword. When the desks are put close together, they just stick or they just attract each other. Sam thinks that both desks must be magnetic to stick together like this. Ivan thinks only one desk has to be magnetic. Who is right, and explain your answer? I think Ivan is right. Only one desk has to be made of magnet. The other desk can be made of iron and steel, which is the magnetic material and can be attracted to the magnet. I can just make one desk of magnet and the other of any magnetic material. So who is right? Ivan is right. Why? Because I can make one disk of magnet and the other disk of iron, steel, cobalt, and nickel, which is a magnetic material which will be attracted to the magnet. So the answer is Ivan is right, because I can make one disk of magnet and the other disk of a magnetic material like steel, iron, cobalt, or nickel. What material might be desk made of? Tick two boxes. Iron and steel. Excellent, because wool and plastic are non-magnetic. Put a tick next to the correct statement about magnets' poles. Like poles attract, opposite poles repel. Like poles repel, opposite poles attract. Excellent. Like poles repel and opposite poles attract. Thank you so much, grade 3, for watching the video. I hope you understand it well, and I hope you print it and answer it with me. And if you have any problem or any difficulty you found during answering the sheet, don't hesitate to ask. If you find any topic that's difficult to you, so you have to return to the main sheets and study it well, then re-answer the question. Thank you so much. Bye bye.